This is a judge that should be disbarred. This is a judge that should be out of office. This is a judge that some people say could be charged criminally for what he's doing. He's interfering with an election, and it's a disgrace. Thank you very much.
Mr. Trump, why do you want to be here?
That was Donald Trump during a lunch break attacking the judge presiding over his New York civil fraud case, where he's a defendant along with his kids, Don Jr., Eric, and also the various Trump entities. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. What we observed during the first day of trial in New York Attorney General Letitia James' civil fraud case against Donald Trump, and I know I've said that Donald Trump's prior speeches and his prior conduct has been unhinged, but this is the most unhinged we've seen him. I want to show you some other clips to show that Donald Trump has just utterly lost his mind. In this next clip, Donald Trump attacks New York Attorney General Letitia James and says people ought to go after her. This is a direct threat, folks. Play the clip.
But this is a disgrace, and you ought to go after this Attorney General because she's turning off everybody from coming in,
Yeah, that is Donald Trump engaged in a criminal threat. It's very, very, very serious criminal conduct right there, in my opinion. This was the day before Donald Trump showed up for his civil trial. Here, Donald Trump is at a Carvel in California, scaring little girls who are in front of him, who I feel horrible for, as he rants and raves like a lunatic about murders and all of these things. Here, play this clip and watch what takes place.
It's a rigged deal.
We love
My
you.
financial statements are much lower than the actual net worth. This judge and your fake Attorney General of New York, who's driving business out, who's letting murderers run all over the city. They don't do anything to murderers that are running all over the city. The Attorney General is a racist, Letitia James.
Now back to day one of the civil fraud trial in New York. Donald Trump says that he's the victim, that he's been defrauded. This is a fraud on him. Ultimate projection and confession. Play this clip.
This is a disgraceful trial put forward by an Attorney General who's corrupt. We have murders going all over the city, all over the state at a record level. It's an epidemic, and they waste their time on this with banks that were very happy. They got all their money back. They weren't defrauded. I've been defrauded. With a judge that ruled that a building, that a property is worth $18 million, when in fact it's worth over $1 billion. Probably $1.5 billion, it may be worth anything. When many properties which I sold are worth much more than were listed in the financial statements.
And again, Donald Trump just admits to what he's being accused of, the fraudulent valuations. Donald Trump was the one who valued Mar-a-Lago at under $26.6 million to try to get favorable property taxes and a favorable tax assessment, which he did. It's his valuation. It's the Palm Beach County tax assessor's valuation. And sure, some people may say, hey, the fair market value is higher than the tax assessment. Sure, but not 3,000 to 5,000% higher. Don't give me that MAGA math. That's just not something that actually takes place. And it was Donald Trump who said the valuation was under $26.6 million when he wasn't speaking with banks in order to get the property taxes lower. He said there was all these encumbrances and historical easements that lowered the valuation. That's why the residential properties nearby have a higher value. Of course, he told banks a very different story, told them it was $600 million. Now he's saying it's $1 billion. Here's Donald Trump going after Attorney General Letitia James again. Play this clip.
The Attorney General of this state is a disgrace. Letitia James is a disgrace. She's a disgrace to our country and to the state of New York. She should focus on all of the violent crime and the murders going on in New York, not on somebody that paid back the banks in full without a default, and in many cases paid them back early. Thank you very much, everybody.
Another clip of Donald Trump going after New York Attorney General Letitia James. Play this clip.
This is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time. We have a rogue judge who rules that properties are worth a tiny fraction, 1/100th, a tiny fraction of what they actually are. We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show, who ran on the basis that she was going to get Trump before she even knew anything about me. She used this to run for governor. She failed in her attempt to run for governor. She had virtually no polling. She came back and she said, well, now I'll go back to get Trump again. And this is what we have. It's a scam. It's a sham.
Yeah, and by the way, these are all different clips from throughout the day. You just see him losing his mind. I mean, this behavior is completely deranged. Here, again, Donald Trump says that he thinks the property is worth $1 billion, and he lies and says that it was Judge Engoron who valued the property at $18 million. That's not what happened. Play the clip.
They have one property that's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times what this judge put down as a value. Put down a value $18 million, and the property's probably worth, could be anywhere from 50 to 100 times more than that. And a lot of those numbers could even be low. We have other properties, the same thing. So he devalued everything. I didn't even put in my best asset, which is the brand in terms of value. Coca-Cola, take a look at their value. They have a value. The value of their brand is more than everything else put together. My brand is extremely valuable. I didn't even use it in my financials. If I wanted to build up a financial statement, I would have built it up by using brand in addition to everything else. We have the greatest properties. We have among the greatest properties in the world, and I have to go.
And as I said, Engoron didn't value the property at $18 million. Engoron looked during the relevant statute of limitations period and said, here is what the appraisers valued it at. Here's what Donald Trump told him the valuation is. Here's what Donald Trump told lenders. And here is how he gained unfair benefits as a result of the scheme by providing different books to different groups of people. And here Donald Trump attacks the judge again, says the judge is a Democratic operative. Play the clip.
Violent crime that's being committed in our city and our state is disgraceful, and we're going to be here for months with a judge that already made up his mind. It's ridiculous. He's a Democrat judge, he's an operative, and it's ridiculous. Other than that, things went very well.
What are you going to have for lunch?
Will you come back after lunch, Mr. Trump?
Probably.
And then, of course, you've got like, I don't know, nearly a dozen social media posts on his platform. Here he says, just arrived at courthouse to fight a corrupt and racist attorney general and a rogue, out of control, Trump-hating judge who refuses to follow appellate court decision, blah, 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 80%. You know, and then here he posts this bizarre and just culty and strange, despicable photo of himself sitting next to Jesus. And he says that it's just ridiculous stuff, folks. It's ridiculous stuff that this person leads the Republican Party. But when you see what's going on in the Republican Party, the chaos, the disorder, the incompetence, it's obvious that they are made after his image. And that's why they are beyond chaotic and beyond incompetent and, a bunch of grifters. But you see for yourself. There you have it, folks. Donald Trump on his first day of trial will, of course, keep you up to date on all of the new developments. Have a great day. Hit subscribe and join us at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.